Tonight on CTV News at 5.
She was somebody's child. She was somebody's niece. She was somebody's sister, somebody's friend.
Seeing red, Maritimers gather to remember missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and 2S people in Canada.
I just really hope that people read it and they get something out of it.
And Write What You Know, a Nova Scotia teen draws from her own experiences to write a children's book.
It's that time of year where we're getting lots and lots of calls. People are having conflicts with our natural world, with nature.
Plus, signs of spring. The annual baby boom is on at Hope for Wildlife.
A front brings showers to New Brunswick tonight and widespread wet weather to the Maritimes Wednesday night.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, Red Dress Day. May 5th is dedicated to remembering missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and 2S people. The numbers are staggering. Indigenous women and girls are 12 times more likely to be murdered than other Canadians. Communities across the country held ceremonies and memorials to raise awareness and to break the cycle. CTV's Ryan McDonald attended a march at Member 2 First Nation, and he joins us now.
Well, Maria, a crowd of more than 200 people showed up for today's Red Dress Walk here in Member 2, where people spoke about the loss of loved ones as far back as 35 years ago and as recently as just last month. It was a march with a message through the streets of Member 2. Some carried photos of loved ones. One family's loss, though, was painfully fresh.
Her smile, her friendliness, her eyes were blue.
Andrea Dennis is remembering her niece, Jasmine Nicholas Cloud. She says the 25-year-old was found dead in this home on Ling Street in New Waterford on April 22nd. A man, 32-year-old Zachary Paul Landry, has been charged with second-degree murder in connection with the case.
It's really breaking my sister's heart, especially when it's your only child. And she was such a beautiful kid.
13 days ago, a young lady was taken from us. 35 years ago, a family member was taken away from us.
The MC of today's event spoke of family tragedy too. In September 1991, a third cousin of his, Emma Paul, was murdered. His sister Emily spoke with CTV News about her family's loss more than a decade ago.
It is very hard. You know, I know some of my families don't talk about it. They hid it.
Genevieve Francis.
A bell rang out for each missing or murdered Indigenous women or girl remembered here today at the Red Dress Park in front of the police station in Member 2.
When you look nationally, it sort of makes you step back and you think, oh my God.
Barry Gordon spent 9 of his 50 years in policing stationed here in Member 2, where he learned more about the challenges Indigenous women face when it comes to domestic violence.
And please don't be afraid to call the police to look for help for them.
Every year our walk gets bigger, so that tells me that it is getting out there.
In Halifax, a good-sized crowd marched through the provincial capital. Back in Member 2, a bald eagle, which are sacred to the Mi'kmaq, flew overhead just as today's walk ended. And the aunt of a young woman who died less than 2 weeks ago had one final message.
She was somebody's child. She was somebody's niece. She was somebody's sister, somebody's friend. And never forget her.
Meanwhile, a second Red Dress Walk was held here in Sydney today. It took place downtown, where people marched between the Wentworth Park Bandshell and the Jane Paul Center for Indigenous Women and Girls. Maria?
Thank you, Ryan. An important message indeed. CTV's Ryan McDonald at Member 2 First Nation for us this evening. Time now to head over to the anchor desk where Todd Battis is standing by with a look at the headlines. Hi, Todd.
Hi, Maria. Coming up at 6, members of an Annapolis Valley Youth Choir are thankful tonight for all the support they received after the bus they were in crashed in Kings County, Nova Scotia. About 11 people were taken to hospital, including one by life flight. All have since been released. We spoke to people in the area. They'll tell us what happened tonight at 6. Cracking the $2 a litre mark. There it is. PEI has the unenviable distinction of being the place with the highest gas prices in the Maritimes. The rest of the region probably not far behind. Among the questions, what will that do to the summer vacation season? Things like road trips and flying. The impact on tourism tonight in your newscast. And we're just hours away from the puck drop for Game 7 of the Q League semifinals. The Moncton Wildcats are at home for this pivotal game. A huge crowd is expected tonight. The winner will face Chicoutimi for the Q League championships. And we will have a live report from the Avenir Center tonight at 6 o'clock. Caleb Mitchell is with us on what has been a beautiful day, but I have got a sense you are going to rain on our parade.
Maybe just a little bit. But anybody heading out to watch the Wildcats this evening, you're headed out into a beautiful evening for it. Temperature right now around the Moncton area sitting around 23 degrees. In fact, checking in on temperatures right now around the Maritimes, we can see lots of 20s on the board. Lots of areas getting up to around the low, in some cases mid-20s for today. A number of communities in the Maritimes getting within a degree or two of the record of their standing record highs for a May 5th. Didn't see many records broken, but within a degree or two in a lot of cases. There were cooler coastal areas, and there still are, around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, because of the blustery onshore southwest wind that's still going out there. You can see those winds are being sustained in a lot of cases between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour, and we're still getting some gusts reported between 30 and 60 kilometers per hour as well. We do have a little bit of active weather to talk about. Much of the Maritimes has clear conditions this evening, but it's increasing cloudiness north of New Brunswick, and you can see a band of showers has now moved in up around the northwestern corner, including Edmundston. And within this area of showers, it continues to move in over the St. Lawrence River Valley and through Quebec. As you can see, there are some thunderstorms. And so a severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for the northwestern corner of New Brunswick. Any thunderstorms moving through have the potential to bring downpours, locally strong wind gusts. And don't forget, lightning is dangerous at any time. It's usually the hazard of most concern for us here in the Maritimes when thunder roars. Head indoors. You want to wait 30 minutes after that last clap of thunder before heading back outside. I'll have an update on those thunderstorms coming up just a little bit later on, Maria.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Kaylin. Right now, though, time for our first break here on CTV News at 5. First, though, a preview of a couple of the stories still to come.
I'm Erin Nicholson in Elmsdale, here with my new book, Darcy and Dash, that I wrote and illustrated. More on that on CTV News at 5.
Hi, I'm Dr. Paola Marignani at Dalhousie University. We're here in my lab, and we're going to talk to you today about our HER2-positive breast cancer discoveries. Join us at CTV News at 5.
The work of the Tema Foundation is grounded in a simple but profound truth, and that is those who serve and protect others also deserve support, understanding, and care.
That is our very own Todd Battis emceeing the Tema Foundation's Appreciation Breakfast this morning in Halifax. The gathering served as an opportunity for the foundation to thank its generous donors and community members. The Tema Foundation supports the mental health and resilience of first responders, frontline workers, and their loved ones through tailored workshops, customized training, and so much more. The foundation's annual Education Day, by the way, takes place tomorrow. On our next story here, a Nova Scotia high school student is proof it's never too early to make your mark. As CTV's Hafsa Arif shows us, the 17-year-old wrote, illustrated, and published her very own children's book.
Spread across her desk, carefully sketched scenes, each one drawn by Erin Nicholson, all featured in her new self-published children's book, Darcy and Dash.
Our main character, Darcy, she goes and adopts a dog, and she has this kind of idealistic vision of what the dog is supposed to be like and act like, and her dog Dash couldn't be further from that.
A closer look reveals more than just characters. The drawings and story reflect pieces of Erin's own world.
So working at a pet store, a lot of my ideas have come up whilst I'm working. And, you know, I always love this idea that pets look like their owners.
These differences are great, making us who we are. They make us unique, and they make us bizarre.
It's a simple story with a deeper message, which Nicholson says she felt driven to share.
That's an easy way for kids to see the message of diversity without it being in their face. Diversity is so important because we're so divided. We let our differences really separate us.
Erin first started writing the book as a personal side project in grade 10.
This is probably one of my favorite pages here.
2 years later, the early drafts and sketches turned into a finished product.
I would love to continue writing books. I definitely have a dream of hopefully someday starting my own publishing company.
With graduation just weeks away, the new author is already thinking about what comes next.
I just really hope that people read it and they get something out of it, whether that's just inspiration to, go about their own projects and, get their own messages out there.
From rough sketches on a desk to published book in hand, Nicholson proves a simple idea can turn into something that reaches far beyond the page. Hafsa Arif, CTV News, Elmsdale.
Very talented illustrator indeed. Beautiful, and what an accomplishment. Outstanding. All right, outstanding too was the weather today. Beautiful day.
Lots of sunshine in the Maritimes today, including here at Shediac in New Brunswick, where they don't have a chance of a thunderstorm this evening. But in the northwest of New Brunswick, different story. I'll have the latest on those thunderstorms that are on approach coming up after the break.
I don't know who would take a little dog's wheelchair, but or what the use would be. We looked just to see if it was kids. We looked around to see if somebody just took it and put it in a dumpster just for fun, but we looked all over the place.
We've got a happy update for you. On Friday, we told you about Smidgen, this adorable Halifax pup whose wheelchair went missing. We're happy to tell you after our story aired, Smidgen's GoFundMe got an extra boost and has now raised $3,600. That's enough money to replace the wheelchair and also pay for Smidgen's medical bills. The family is grateful and hopeful we'll see Smidgen on the move in her Halifax neighborhood soon. Way to go, community. Oh, I know the neighborhood loves Smidgen, so they'll be happy to see her back on the move.
She'll be out hot dogging in no time.
Yeah, for sure. And let's hope that she's got good walking weather, Kaylin. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it certainly was some good walking weather in parts of the Maritimes for today. Maybe a couple people taking a stroll near the coastline. This is Lawrencetown Beach in Nova Scotia. Now, if anybody was taking a stroll on the Atlantic coastline of that province or around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, they probably noticed it was noticeably cooler compared to areas just away from the coast. And that's because those southwest winds were coming in onshore off of those ocean waters, which are sitting between around 1 and 4 degrees. Taking a look at our weather systems map, barometric pressure is falling a little bit towards the lower side now as we have a weather front that's approaching slowly from the west. Now, this front has kicked off some showers and some thunderstorms through parts of Quebec, and some of those are now drifting their way through Maine and towards northwestern areas of New Brunswick. So over to radar we go, and let's take a look at the northwestern corner of New Brunswick. This is the current radar picture now. Some showers have made their way up towards the Edmundston area, but there's a little bit of a concerning line of thunderstorms here making its way through Maine. This is around northwest Aroostook. There's been radar indications that these thunderstorms could have some hail with them and potentially some stronger wind gusts. It could get up to around 90 kilometers per hour. And that's why we have a severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued for parts of the northwest of New Brunswick, including for Edmundston and Madawaska County, as well as Grand Falls and Victoria counties. You need to have some weather awareness, western parts of Restigouche County as well. Some weather awareness needed for this northwestern corner of New Brunswick moving through this evening. I would say extending even up till around 9-10 p.m. There will be the risk of a few thunderstorms moving through. Moving later into tonight, the risk of thunderstorms will diminish, but there will be some more showers. And then northern areas of New Brunswick will be into some rain and some showers from that weather front in the forecast for tomorrow. So taking a look at our timeline here, there's that risk of thunderstorms being indicated by this bright band of color, the yellows and the oranges, again around that northwestern corner of New Brunswick. Now making our way towards midnight, there's going to be some showers that become scattered for that province. Other parts of the Maritimes tonight will see some increasing cloudiness and some fog patches developing. And that gives us a pretty cloudy start to the day for tomorrow. Lots of cloud cover for all 3 maritime provinces Wednesday morning, fog patches around, and there will be some rounds of rain and showers that throughout the day pass across northern areas of New Brunswick. Now, Wednesday afternoon, we'll see the cloudy conditions break to some sunshine for Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. And where the sunshine shines through and away from the coast, temperatures will once again be on the warmer side. Winds in the forecast for both tonight and tomorrow remain mostly out of the southwest and pretty steady. In a lot of cases, still sustained between 20 and 40 kilometers per hour by around midnight. And tomorrow's wind gusts as well will be very similar to today. So many parts of the Maritimes can expect some peak gusts in the range of 40 to 60 kilometers per hour in that ongoing southwest wind. Now, low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the region will be milder. Most of the lows around the high single digits and low teens. And then in the forecast for tomorrow, high temperatures for parts of Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, again, high teens, low 20s, a little bit cooler on parts of the coast. New Brunswick, though, with the increased cloudiness for tomorrow, does see temperatures come down a little bit. A lot of highs around the mid to high teens, except cooler around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick and parts of the north of the province, where there will be those rounds of rain and showers moving throughout the day. Wet weather becomes more widespread for the Maritimes Wednesday night into Thursday. Let's take a look at our Weather Watcher for tonight. And tonight's Weather Watcher is coming in from 9-year-old Luke Refuse, and Luke has sent us this drawing of a fine-looking spring day. Very fair weather. Got some nice puffy cumulus clouds there. Thank you, Luke. And Weather Watchers can come anytime to CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you very much, Caitlin and Luke. New research out of Dalhousie University is one step closer to early detection of a specific type of breast cancer. CTV's Emma Convey has more on the trailblazing work and how AI is helping to move it forward.
Dr. Paola Marignani has dedicated her research to a specific form of breast cancer.
Years ago, we discovered that in one of the more aggressive forms of breast cancer, HER2-positive breast cancer, that there was a specific type of protein that was not doing its job. And this protein is called LKB1. And we were trying to understand why in HER2-positive breast cancer this protein was missing.
So they mimicked this in mice.
And then we came up with different drug combinations to try and stop the tumors from forming. And to our surprise, it actually worked, and the tumors stopped growing.
In 2022, the team received $250,000 from the Breast Cancer Society of Canada to start testing on humans.
We've taken the tumor and we've separated out all the individual cells of a tumor. So each individual tumor cell is actually deep dive next generation sequencing for each cell.
In 3 years, they discovered what genes are involved in early detection and possibly why the cancer returns. Artificial intelligence has been key in advancing the research.
Rather than looking at 500,000 tumor cells, we can look at 2 to 3, 4, 5 million tumor cells at a time because we're now using machine learning.
Digital researcher Giles Crouch says AI is helping speed up research.
Cancers all have patterns in our bodies no matter where we get the cancer. So that's what it's doing. It's looking for those patterns and looking for the anomalies because we've got lots of scans of healthy bodies and then we've got unhealthy bodies. And that's what it's doing. It's comparing.
Back at the lab, this team needs more funding and time to further their work.
The next stage would be to create these new animal models based on the one we've already done and test new compounds, small molecules.
While AI has helped to move them forward and their findings are promising, they're still years away from their end goal. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Well, congratulations. That's amazing, extraordinary work coming out of the Maritimes indeed. All right, time for our break, but first a preview of our final story of the night.
Hi there. It's that time of year that all the babies are being born in our wild world. Please join us and learn some tricks and tips on how to deal with wildlife.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Join us tomorrow at 7 for the brand new $1,000 Minute Jackpot Edition.
Keep your winnings or throw them into the jackpot for your chance to win thousands.
Folks, 81 years ago, the guns went silent in Europe, and people like my parents and many, many others felt freedom for the first time in many, many years.
A poignant anniversary for Maritimers of Dutch descent was marked in Halifax yesterday. A short ceremony outside Pier 21 marked the 81st anniversary of the liberation of the Netherlands. That was former NDP MP Peter Stoffer, who's organized the event for years. He was born in that country. The Dutch have never forgotten the thousands of Canadians who gave their lives to help liberate the country from the Nazis in the Second World War. Some 7,600 Canadians died in the effort. All right, so Hope for Wildlife has been very busy caring for new baby residents. CTV's Paul DeWitt takes us to the rehab center where there are plenty signs of spring.
Hi, I'm Hope Swinimer, and you're in Seaforth, Nova Scotia at Hope for Wildlife Society. And it's that time of year where we're getting lots and lots of calls. People are having conflicts with our natural world, with nature, and we're here to give advice on what to do when that happens. Already this year we have baby foxes, baby seal pup, baby raccoons, baby squirrels. I think we got our first baby groundhog today, so we're getting lots in. Oftentimes people have live trapped out mothers and relocated them, so that's very unfortunate, and the babies come here to Hope for Wildlife, and we raise them up and get them back to the wild. However, our whole mission is to avoid that from happening to begin with. So we're here to help people with those kind of problems. Just know that if you see wildlife around your property this time of year, there are usually babies, almost always. So be aware that you cannot live trap. It's probably the worst thing you can do. So if there's raccoons in your attic or on your property somewhere, the best thing to do is either wait it out for about 6 to 8 weeks. That's the time it takes mom to nurse them, then she'll get them out on her own. Or if you need them gone right away, simply by installing lights and radio. Raccoons like dark, quiet places. So simply by making their habitat the exact opposite of what they like, they will move their babies one at a time. It may take them 3 or 4 nights to get them all moved, but she will do it because her habitat is no longer feels safe to her. Before you know it, the white-tailed deer fawns will start to be born. And what a lot of people don't realize is mom doesn't get those babies up to go with her right away. She leaves them in safe zones, places she feels are safe. They may not look safe to us, but to the mom, that's where she chose to leave them. And just sometime taking a quick little snapshot and sending it to us, we can tell whether they look healthy or not.
Oh, babies of any species are absolutely adorable, but again, try to stay away if you can, and call Hope if you do have big problems.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Coming up in weather, keeping track of a couple thunderstorms going on in Quebec as well as Maine. May move into parts of the Northwest and New Brunswick as we head through this evening, so I'll have more on that and when the entire region can expect to get some wet weather. So that coming up at 6.
We'll see you and Todd at 6 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone. The national news is next.